What is the level of violence that you're seeing in the charter schools as opposed to the public schools, and what do you want the police to do? Do you want them walking the halls, at the doors, at your beck and call? What do you need? What's the problem? What do you need?
What happened specifically is that at the Minnesota Avenue subway stop, you actually have 5 charter high schools with using that particular subway stop where the kids come and go. At the same time, there are 2 crews or gangs that are in the area, and they were congregating at the subway stop when schools let out. And depending on where you lived, if you lived on the wrong side of town or in the wrong housing complex, you got beat up and robbed. If you lived in the right one, they let you go. And so you literally had this level of fights taking place right at the subway stop.
So this is not in the school?
No, it's not in the building at all.
This is a consistent pattern we've heard on this radio program from everyone who has anything to do with Metro, is that there's no policing around the Metro stops when schools are let out in the afternoon. Mornings don't seem to be such a problem, but afternoons throughout the region, Metro stops can be unsafe.
They are unsafe all over, and even in our neighboring counties, there needs to be police protection around those areas. I think for kids' sake as well as for the general public.
And generally speaking, if you have uniformed officers who are just in the area, that can minimize and maybe eliminate in most cases, just if someone's standing there, because the station people behind those little kiosks, I don't know what they do back there, but they never come out and police the area.
It is absolutely important that visible police are in the area, because they can, in fact, help prevent the violence that we sometimes see. Just in the past few weeks, when the police chief started to put police at the subway stop, there has been no incident, and so clearly it is a active deterrent, and we appreciate that level of effort.
Why do you think it took so long to prod the chief of police into doing something here? Why did it take so long to get action, you think?
I really can't say. In the beginning, we had the school resource officers. When school opened, the school resource officers were pulled from the school, and we inquired as to why, and we got something we felt was a faulty legal interpretation, that the law says that that they can be in DCPS schools, in and around DCPS schools, but that does not necessarily read that it should be charter schools.
Why do you think you got a legal interpretation? Does that speak to the nature of the relationship between charter schools and DC public schools, that you couldn't simply pick up the phone and talk to somebody who would say, of course, these are the same taxpayer dollars going into both sets of schools, so obviously the protection should be the same? Why do you have to get a legal interpretation?
I would like to get that same answer, but clearly that is what we got. And it took quite a bit of prodding to get things turned around. I think some people might have seen the articles that appeared in all of the area newspapers concerning it. I even appeared on this radio station discussing the violence around the schools until we got a different dispensation